Hello fellow makeup lovers, so today is going to be my Shop My Stash review for the month of June. I know that I'm slightly, just a little bit late. The story is that basically at the beginning of June I picked out a bunch of stuff like travel edition, and my trip ended up getting moved and then I was gone and I just got back right when the month ended. I didn't use everything fully. My hair is, what am I even, I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. Basically, I didn't use everything fully, and I was just like, I don't know, I was stressing about it, and I don't want this to be a stressful thing. I want it to be fun. I want to be excited about it. I don't know what is wrong with my hair right now. So basically, I just decided to go ahead and postpone it, and I figured I would keep using this stuff through the month of July, and then I'd give a review at the end of the month, which happened to be the beginning of August because that's just how it happened. And then I'll do an August Shop My Stash whenever I can. Again, just trying to go with the flow, not be so harsh with myself because I can kind of make myself lose my passion when I do that. So I already went ahead and just moisturized my face, and before I do any face products, I'm going to go into my Ulta lip oil juice infused in the shade Coconut. This was in my Shop My Stash and I've been thoroughly obsessed with it because it is so delicious and hydrating. My lips look a little crazy right now because I'm like breaking out right here and it's been a long day, but I've been wearing this so much. I don't know if you can tell, like using it a ton. So I've been using this to prep my lips before I do my makeup, and then sometimes I'll just add another lip product on top. Sometimes I'll wash it off and do something else if I don't want it super, super glossy. But it's a really, really great lip product. I cannot stress that enough, especially I think it's like $9 and they do like buy one, get one free things all the time, or buy two, get one free. There's always deals with Ulta, plus their coupons on top of that. So highly, highly recommend these. I also have some of their tinted ones. Maybe I should do like a lip swatch video or something with all of them and just do a review because they're so good and I feel like I never, ever hear people talking about them. So for primer, I have the Paul & Joe Moisturizing Foundation Primer in the shade S01. And then I also had the Too Faced Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the shade Fair. Basically, I chose both of these because I figured this will be my one and done item for when I want to do a really quick, simple foundation look, and it's just great for travel because it's one and done basically. It adds a little bit of coverage, it adds some illumination, a little bit of moisture, so I really like this. And then this I thought would be also really great because it has SPF 50 and it gives me more of a medium coverage and also super dewy. So I figured this would be great for summer, and I really want to finish it up this summer, even though summer's like halfway done. That's how much I have left. So I've still got quite a while to go. But I have been using this a ton. So the way I ended up feeling is that I absolutely love the CC cream from It Cosmetics. It's a holy grail, one of my favorites. I applied it in the original video, so today I think I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, I almost dropped the glass bottle, but my thighs caught it. But today I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with this by itself just to show you. So I've decided that I like this. Oh gosh, I accidentally did a pump and a half when I only meant to do one pump. I like this as more of a foundation-y type of product, less as a primer. Like, it works as a primer, but I just prefer it as this like kind of in-between. But also I've realized that I prefer it as the in-between if my face is already moisturized or I have a really hydrating primer on underneath. I think that makes it blend in a little bit better, and it just, I like the finish more when there's something that's already moisturizing to build on top of. So I just go ahead and rub that in. See how beautiful? Such a pretty finish. Can't remember if I said it or not, but I was sent this particular product through Octoly. I could just wear that by itself and feel very fresh-faced and like maybe throw on a little bit of mascara and be good to go. I'm actually moving that primer from my primer drawer to my foundation drawer. For concealer, I'm going to go into my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair, which this is my holy grail. I chose a lot of holy grail products this month, so it's kind of funny to give a review on them just because I talk about them so much. But I love this. I feel like it adds a really good amount of coverage. just adding a little bit here and there. I try to go in with just a tiny little bit. I try to just go in with a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape and then really just blend it in because I don't want it to be too much. I will say I love the Tarte Shape Tape. I think it does an excellent job, but it kind of reminds me of like the whole thing about not buying backups, because I have backups of my Tarte Shape Tape, and at this point I've been using it for so long and I'm getting through a bunch of my concealers. I'm almost finished one that I have in front of me. Like this one probably has like 3 uses left in it. I finished one earlier this year. I've got others that are like on their last legs. And I'm like, I have backups of Tarte Shape Tape. Like I do not need to buy any more concealer, but I want to try other concealers with my low buy ends. I'm like, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer is probably the top of my list. So, I don't know, it's a lesson learned, I guess. I believe I also have my RCMA No Color Powder in my Shop My Stash. Another holy grail, but it's kind of a product I feel like I'm getting bored of. Like, it's just so much product. It's 3 whole ounces. I've been using this for like 3 years, and I'm still just here trying to use it up. But also, to be fair, I only use a tiny little bit of powder on the spots that I concealed, so it takes me a really long time to finish powders up. Alright, so for bronzer, I picked out my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I actually finally panned. I talked about this in my video that was like products I didn't plan on hitting pan on or something along those lines, and I'm just slowly working on it. I've used it probably like 10 times since that video, and I'm pretty sure the pan looks the exact same. So I'm just going to go in with a big fluffy brush, not going to use too much, and just lightly add a little bit of warmth to my face. Which I'm kind of sad about this product because I feel like the smell has gone away. It's so faint. It does not have the original butter bronzer smell to it anymore. I know I'm supposed to be reviewing this as I use it, but I love it. I feel like it's a really great tone. At least the shade of bronzer is for light skin, and it blends really easily on me. It's just been a holy grail. And then next I have the Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio in the shade Medium Tan, which I was so excited about when I got in my BoxyCharm. So this was a newer item that I added to my Shop My Stash, and I have been using it consistently. I've been using all 3 shades. You can't tell at all. It looks like it hasn't even been used, but I promise it has. So I really like this. I feel like I really love this shade the most. It's such a pretty, like, neutral, as in, like, without a whole bunch of a color, but it's more of a warm neutral kind of a blush shade. And then this really pretty like pop of coral. This is more, I guess I would say, like a warm peach, but with less pink. And then this ends up looking like a really nice flush of pink, a little bit more cool toned on my skin. So I really like all of them. I don't even know what I'm doing for the eyes yet today, but I'm just going to go ahead and take Seclusion because that's my favorite. So I would say these are pretty pigmented. I try not to go in with too much, but I think that you can definitely make it work depending on what brush you use and how much pressure you use. So I personally really like, oh gosh, went with too much. So I personally really like it. I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out. I find that they blend pretty well. Would I recommend going out and purchasing this blush trio? I would say if you truly love the colors, if you have the room in your collection, if you're a huge fan of Alamar, like all of that combined, then maybe there's room for it for you. But at the end of the day, it kind of just made me remember because I was so gung-ho. Is that the phrase? I was so gung-ho? That might not be it. I was just so into trying this blush palette out. I mean, I wanted the lighter version because I am super fair, but either way, I was like, this is on the top of my wish list. And after using it, it's like, it's beautiful, but it's just blush. Like, it's just blush. So I really enjoy it. I'll keep using it. I'm not gonna declutter it by any means. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes before I do my highlighter, just because that's the order I like to do my makeup in. And I actually had the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in the shade Taupe as part of my Shop My Stash, which looks like this. Which you can see I've got some pan going on there, but if you're familiar with this product, you know there's a lighter shade and a darker shade. Well, I used so much that it cracked and I had to repress it, which I repressed it and I've hit pan on that repressing. So slowly but surely working my way through this, I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit into my brows. Since I've gotten back, I've already changed up my brow routine. Gosh, I need a spoolie. But today I'm just going to go in with the Anastasia one for the sake of finishing this Shop My Stash. Just gonna try and go lightly. I normally always fill in the outer part of my brow first, and then whatever's left over on my brush, I'll bring inwards. And then to finish off my brows, I have the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which I pulled out my full size back up because I finally finished my little travel size. So just gonna take a little bit through the brows, nothing crazy. My eyes keep wanting to water up, so I'm a little bit nervous about doing eyeshadow today, but I'm gonna go into my Ofra Gel Eye Primer, which I've been using really consistently as well. I was sent this through Octoly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that all over the lid. I've honestly been liking this. It's just your typical eye primer, which I've kind of thought was, it's kind of nice because it's so much faster than the eye primer I normally go in with. When I use something that has a really full coverage look to it, I go through and I like really pat it out and I curve everything out for my brows, and it's a whole process, whereas this is just I pat it in and I'm done. One of the things I've noticed is if I don't go in with eyeshadow right away, on the crease of mine on the inner corner, this will kind of dry down and it will get sticky, and like I'll try and tap it out, but it'll dry down to where it's stuck in that crease, and it won't want to, like, even if I tap it, it won't want to smooth itself out. So I find that I try to go in with eyeshadow pretty fast. Sometimes I don't and I make it work, but that's just the one con I've noticed about this. It is, I mean, it's not super high end, but it's a little bit more up there. So I think in the future, I'd probably be more likely to maybe try a Milani primer, the eye primer I always hear people talk about, rather than repurchasing this one. But I will definitely continue to use it, and I do enjoy how easy it is. I mean, it makes my eyeshadows last, so it's all good. So now I have two eyeshadows that I talked about for my Shop My Stash, or eyeshadow palettes. One is my Lethal Cosmetics Custom Palette, which looks like this. And it doesn't look like I used it that much, but I did many looks on my vacation with this, and I really like it. I'll talk more about it in a second, but just to get this out of the way really quickly, I also brought the Flamingo palette from Violet Voss, which I got. It was one of those things I bought because there was a really good sale, and I just thought, oh, yeah, I wanted that. So I bought it, and I've used this a handful of times, and I just don't love it. Like, some of the shades I really want to love, like this bikini purple here, it's just not that pigmented or vibrant, and I don't know, I'm not in love with this palette at all, and I kept using it and kept trying to like it. And even like the fact that there's like a deep black in here, I feel like that does not go. If it was a deep brown, it would make a world of difference. So it's like all these like soft colors, and then if you want to deepen it up, it's either like this orangey shade or the black, and I don't know, I just don't like it. So I think I'm actually gonna declutter this. And when I was on my trip, I didn't mention this in my Shop My Stash, but I ended up bringing one more palette just because, like, the night before when I was packing my makeup, I was like, oh, do I have enough eyeshadow? I don't know. And I ended up throwing in my Strobe Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette because I've been wanting to use this more. And I'm so glad that I did because I love it. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful palette. And I feel like it complemented the colors that were in my Lethal palette so well. So I did a lot of looks combining these two. Like, I just felt like they were a match made in heaven. So many beautiful matte options. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and use both of them today just for the heck of it. Honestly, I think I'm going to do a simple look just because my eyes are really, really sensitive right now and they just feel like they're going to like fall on my face maybe. So I'm going to grab a little fluffy brush. No. I'm just going to go ahead and start off with strawberry milk and throw that through my crease. I guess I'll review this really quickly as I'm talking, as I'm like applying it. I absolutely love these pastels. They are so pigmented. They blend so well. They show up just, they're so good. Like, you don't have to use a white base. You don't have to do all these extra steps, at least for my skin tone. If you have a deeper skin tone, you might have to use a white base. But from my personal experience, they're just like effortless. And some pastels, you know, sometimes they can be chalky, hard to blend, but this is just perfection. And the fact that they're all available as singles now too makes me so happy. So I'm just gonna do like a really soft pink look today, I think. I think that sounds like a good idea. I feel like they're pastels, but there's still like this like level of vibrancy to them, which I really appreciate. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Arsenic from Lethal Cosmetics, and I think I'm just gonna take it on my finger because I'm feeling a little lazy, and I'm gonna pop that onto my lid. So I really, really like the Lethal Cosmetics shadows. The mattes I've had absolutely no trouble blending. I've just been really enjoying the looks that they pair together. I think that they have some really interesting choices of shadows. So I'm a big fan of the mattes, which is what majority of the shades that I purchased happened to be. And then I grabbed a few shimmers that I thought would be really, really beautiful. And I actually do really like the shimmers as well. I feel like they're so metallic and pretty. They're gorgeous. Like, they have such beautiful shimmer options. I really love my two inner corner highlight options that I ended up having here, even though, like, obviously I just went with that one all over the lid because I'm feeling a little lazy today. I just think it's a really, really beautiful formula. Would I buy more from Lethal Cosmetics? 100%, definitely. They have a new collection that came out which looked really beautiful, and I have not purchased anything from it, but I could see eventually making another order, doing another custom palette, maybe when they release their next collection, whoever knows when that will be. Maybe when they release their next collection, whenever that is, I'll end up grabbing something. So I think for my lower lash line, what should I do? Maybe, I think I'm going to go into this really pretty light green. The bad thing about the palette like this and with it being squares is that every time I want to know what a shade is, I have to like use my tweezers and like find a way to get it out. Okay, I'm going to go into this shade, which is Relapse, just for the heck of it because I love green. And I'm going to pop that onto my lower lash line and pray that my eyes don't start watering. Alright, so for highlighting my face, I had a few different highlighters. One is Lunch Money from ColourPop, which looks like this. I swear I use this highlighter and I use it and I use it and I use it, and it just keeps going. Like, these highlighters last so long. In fact, I really have to like dig on the side, and it's not as creamy as it once was. So recently I used Dreamcatcher, which is discontinued, but I was so like, it was almost like feeling the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek for the first time. Even though I've been using this so much, I just forgot how creamy and bouncy they normally are. This is still pretty old, but it's a full pan, so I forgot the way the texture normally feels when they're new and not forever old. And I'm trying to use it up. I'm taking forever, but I really love that color, Lunch Money. I think it's a staple, just super fair, like golden type of highlighter. I also had the Amrezy highlighter, which is one of my favorites. Holy Grail Gold Highlight, just looks like this. Really beautiful. I use this a lot, especially on its own. I would do like the Pollen Joe primer, a little mascara, and then highlight with this. And that's my version of a very, very easy rushed face. And then last but not least is my Ofra Pillow Talk highlighter, which is my baby. It's my favorite. And because I ended up doing a pink eye today, I thought I would go ahead and use this to highlight. I'm actually going to grab it on a little pencil brush first. and highlight my inner corner. So pretty. I have all kinds of feelings about this highlighter because recently I got the Ofra March Beauty Word highlighter and I was so excited about it because it was a mixture of Pillow Talk and Star Island. So I actually swatched the Pillow Talk in that in comparison to the Pillow Talk that I have, and that one is a little bit darker. It's not the exact same, and I didn't really think that much about it. And then I thought, what if when they changed the packaging of Pillow Talk, they changed the color? What if the Pillow Talk single in the, like, their white packaging that they have now is not the same as the one that I love? Like, I was having all these kind of theories and like overthinking it. So I'm like, I need to ration you because I love you so much. And I would be devastated if I got a new one and it wasn't the same color. So I don't know how to feel. I would love to know if anyone has had the old Pillow Talk and then the new packaging, if you think that they're the exact same, if you swatched them together. So I don't know, but I absolutely love this, and I think it's a beautiful, blinding, slightly pink toned highlight for fair skin. I was putting it away and I realized that I forgot to highlight my face. I am so out of it today. Just gonna go ahead, throw that on the tops of my cheekbone. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and do setting spray, and I have the Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine setting spray, which is probably my favorite. I think that this is the one I will repurchase. I think it's so affordable and it adds a beautiful glow to the skin. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but if you shake it, it helps a lot. So I had this one and it's down to here when there's not bubbles. And I was scared to bring it on my trip because I didn't want to run out. So I have this one, and when there's not bubbles, it's like down to here normally. So now I need to make sure I'm focusing on using this one again. I kind of forget to use setting spray unless it's like right there in front of me. So just gonna go ahead and... Alright, so next I have liners, which I forgot I was going to talk about. These are the Linda Halberry Mood Crayons, and I have the little set here. I put them all back in their places. I've been using these a good amount. I don't know if I've had to sharpen any yet. Maybe the red is a little bit shorter. I think I've sharpened that once. So I've been playing with these and using them, and I don't know what it is about these pencils. I just have the worst memory because I'm like, do these last all day? Like, I wear them all the time and I constantly forget. I know that the red lasts really, really well, and it will even stain your waterline a little bit sometimes. I feel like I remember seeing the green at the end of the day, but a lot of times when I take my makeup off, I'm just like I'm not even like looking in the mirror. I'm not even thinking about the wear time of the products that are on my face. And for some reason, that's why it's taking me so long to be able to give my thoughts on these. It's because constantly I'm like, do I even remember? Like, it's so hard to remember to check for your waterline. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm a mess, but I would say that, here, what am I going to use today? I think I'm just going to go into the green one. This is Calm Mood. I would say that I like them and they're good. I prefer, as far as these go, for like the more unique colors, like the orange and the red, I feel like are the most unique, especially the orange because it's a true primary orange. Red, you could use a lip liner from any brand if you're not scared to do that, which I've used lip liners as waterline pencils with no problem, and I have more sensitive eyes, so for me it's not a big deal. But I like them. I just don't think I can personally justify the price except for the really unique shades. Like for the blue ones, like you could get the ColourPop ones, which granted, like they don't have the best packaging. They can be a little frustrating, but they're so much cheaper. My holy grails are the Ardency In. Jeez. But I'm pretty sure that I think that they're done, like as a brand. Like all their products were on like super sale, and like now I hear nothing from them, so I don't really know what's happening there, but you can't purchase them anymore. The LA Girl ones, I have one of them and I like it. who else do I have? I've had NYX, and I thought it was good. So I feel like there's definitely other options out there for way, way, way cheaper. Real quick, this wasn't part of my Shop My Stash. I'm just going to go ahead and throw on some mascara. Alright, so last but not least, I've got some lip products. So I've got two lipsticks from Gerard Cosmetics that I've been wanting to use, which one is Buttercup. It's a really pretty, softer pink. Probably might want to go in with that one today. I feel like it suits my vibe. And then Nude is a pretty, like, warmer tone nude. I really like Buttercup a lot. I feel like it's such a pretty color. I actually really like these. I feel like they're nice, just standard bullet lipsticks. I wouldn't say that they're my favorite. My favorite bullet lipstick formula would probably be ColourPop Luxe Lipstick, because I feel like that can do no wrong. Like, it does not show any dryness on my lips whatsoever, which I really appreciate. Like, just the way that those ones wear, I love. But I also do really enjoy the shades here. I like them. I guess it's that kind of in between. I wouldn't say that they're a favorite per se, but they're good. They're good. And then I have two glosses. One is the P. Louise Holla Gloss, which I feel like I'm not in love with. The more I wear it, and the more I wear it for longer periods of time, I realize that it separates on the lips and it just looks a little bit crusty, and it's just not my favorite. Part of me wants to keep it just to use as like a topper over lipsticks and to just, you know, use, but part of me is like, should I get rid of it? But if I get rid of it, I'm just going to end up probably throwing it away, because there's nothing hygienic about passing on a lip gloss. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I have so many nude glosses I love. I just don't see myself reaching for that one. And then I have the Good Girl Gloss from Amy Hearts Beauty, which I absolutely love. Oh, geez. It's a really... should probably tell you about it, and not just that I love it. It's a really beautiful pink lip gloss, but it's not super pigmented. It's more of a sheer pink, which I really love, and I feel like it just gives a really pretty, juicy lip kind of look. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and, I know I said maybe wear Buttercup today, but I'm just feeling lazy. Lazy. So I'm going to go ahead and wear Good Girl on top of my lip oil, because I feel like the lip oil makes everything look that much more glossy. My hair looks all kinds of crazy today, so don't even mind that, but this is the finished look, reviewing all the products from my June Shop My Stash. I do apologize for the delay, but I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts. I feel like I'm in like this weird, like foggy mood today, so if I missed out on any details for any products and you want to hear more about them or my opinion or anything, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.